Hi, friends. Real quick before we get started, have you been thinking about starting a podcast for your business? Or maybe you're in the process of launching one now? Well, great news. I have some help for you to help you build this podcast that will actually grow your business, that will create impact and allow you to do it all in less than 2 hours a week. I want you to think about that for a minute. When you think about marketing your business, think about all the time you may spend on social media or other avenues. I want you to realize that podcasting can be the most simple way to grow your business. In fact, I believe it's the best return on your time, energy, and money as far as growing your business is concerned. You get to build your authority, you get to create true connection, and you get to attract your dream clients. How awesome is that? Anyways, I'm launching a group coaching program called the Pod Squad, and I'm inviting you in. I'm so excited. It's launching on Sunday, March 23rd. Are you hearing me? It's this Sunday. So you need to get on the wait list right now because I'm going to be sending out an email Sunday night with all the details, the pricing. It's going to be a 4-month group coaching program. We're going to have 2 Zoom calls a month. I'm super stoked about it because I'm going to pull back the curtains on everything that I've done to grow a top 1% globally ranked podcast and how it grows my business every day. I'm going to teach you how to do that so that you can have a funnel from your podcast to your business. It's going to be awesome. So, anyways, scroll down in the show notes right now, click the link. It'll take you over to my website. You'll see the page where it just says get on the wait list. You'll get on the wait list. And what will happen is Sunday, you'll just get an email that says, here's the pricing, here's the details. Come join me. I'm so excited. And you can jump in. And Wednesday, what's the date on Wednesday? The 26th? Wednesday, the 26th, we will have our first Zoom call together to kick it off. I'm so excited. It'll be our welcome call. And it'll probably be at noon Central Standard Time. So I would love to have you. I think podcasting is literally the best. It is the best thing that I've ever done for my business, and it could be for yours too. So, anyways, check it all out in the link below. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 284, and I am so glad that you're here today because we're talking about how to start your business and or your podcast where you are and grow into your purpose. I know so many of you have been starting your business and or your podcast because you want a more fulfilling and impactful career. Am I right? You want a career that is fulfilling and impactful, and maybe you have one right now. Like maybe you have a full-time job. Maybe you have a part-time job and it's just not totally fulfilling, or you see that there's a place in the market where you could really make a difference. If this is you, listen up because today is going to encourage you and empower you to just start and get going where you are and not walk around with all this like hesitancy and even this like shame that you don't know enough or you can't do enough to build a successful business when the truth is you can. So today I'm going to share with you some tips. I know this is going to help you, so make sure you listen all the way through. If you are new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you found this podcast. I have no doubt it's going to help you along your business journey, whether you're in the idea stage, starting or growing. This is for you. This is your time. I'm telling you, my friend. I want you to know that there are some free business tools for you. They're available to you right now. All you have to do is scroll down in the show notes. You'll see a link to my website. For example, I have a full spreadsheet that shares with you all the software and tools and apps that I recommend and use. And you can save that, like you can bookmark it on your like Google Chrome or whatever browser you use because it's a Google sheet and I do update it periodically. So you can always have the real-time version. So make sure you do that and you bookmark it because I don't want you to miss out on any of the tools that I know could help you. In fact, I've got like a business credit card on there that is great. That's 0% interest for a while. I've got software for your website and all kinds of things. So just make sure you check that out. And that way you don't have to be digging around on the internet trying to figure out all the stuff, right? And if you are an avid listener of this podcast and you have been listening a while and you enjoy it, would you be so kind to write a written review? I know so many of you tell me that you love this podcast and it's meant so much to you. And I can't even tell you what that means to me. Well, what would help me even more is if you were able to leave a review. So it takes you like 5 seconds inside Apple Podcast. You can hit the 5-star rating and then you can write a quick written review that I can't help but think that it will tell Apple and all the other podcast players that this is a valuable podcast and to show it to more people like you to help more people like you start living their business dreams. So that would mean a lot to me. So that's all you have to do. So whether you're new or you've been a avid listener for a while, I welcome you all today and I'm so excited for you. And I can't wait to help you with this episode that you can feel empowered and motivated to start where you are and grow into your purpose. We're going to talk about it today. Okay, enjoy. Well, hello, friends. How are you today? How's everything going with your business? I am just so excited for so many of you. Y'all, this has been the coolest time to see so many of you really getting your businesses going and finding that sense of peace as you're building your business. Like, you know what you're doing, things are going, you've got clear direction, good things are happening. It's an awesome feeling. And if you're just getting started and you're not there yet, you're like, I'm not even to that place where I have peace yet. It's all good. The great news is you're taking action and you're doing the things that are going to get you there. But a lot of you are sitting there going, I'm trying to start my business and or my podcast, but I feel weird about where I'm at. Like, you don't have the confidence to actually start where you're at. And what I want to do today is just empower you and motivate you and make you see that you can actually start where you're at. And what does that mean? I'm going to give you 3 tips here to help you. And I think it will change the way you look at how you're starting. So number 1, you've got to start with what your skills and your expertise are right now. And you get to start with what your skills and expertise are right now. You get to start. I want you to let that soak in for a minute. I think some of you say, I'm not good enough. I don't have enough skills. Like, yes, I've been doing this a while. I'm telling you now, I said this on a recent episode, that whatever you know about your subject, you know more than I do. And you know more than probably 90% of the people out there. There's people that don't know what you know, but you've kind of taken it for granted. Like, you don't realize how much you actually know, right? Whatever you're teaching, I don't know what you're teaching. Fitness, home decorating, organizing, relationship skills, whatever it is, you know a lot more than I do. So you could teach me. So you have skills right now. Like, I'm proof that you know more than me because I know you do. And you could offer something to help me right now, right? Same goes for the millions of people out in the world that you could help right now that don't know as much as you do. So you get to start with the skills and expertise that you already have. Okay. You only have to be a step or 2 in front of the people that you're helping. You don't have to be 10 steps away from them. You could just be a few steps away from where they are. Doesn't that feel good to think about that for a minute? That, like, you don't have to go get your PhD. You really do not have to go take any other classes or do anything else. Now, you may want to because you want to refine your skills, you want to review things, you want to make sure that you have it in a cohesive way with whatever you're teaching or whatever you're offering. But realize that whatever skills you have are able now to create something, a product or a service. They're able to create something that someone will pay money for. Hopefully, if you're in a market that people will pay money for what you offer, that's a whole nother subject. But assuming that you're in a market that people want to pay for what you have to offer, if you can just create something, then you can kickstart your business, right? And if you're starting a podcast and you're thinking, I don't have public speaking experience. I've never really been in front of people speaking or putting together like talks. I don't know if my voice sounds insane. Everyone's cringing at their voice when they start podcasting and all that. I want you to realize, first of all, that for me, for example, I started with no public speaking experience. I've never been speaking in front of people. I've been in sales where I was talking to people like on the phone or in person, but I wasn't a teacher or any kind of instructor where I knew how to do all that, right? So that's not an excuse for any of you. If you don't have any experience, the same as you. I started with zero, okay? Experience. So whatever skills or experience you have, it's enough. It's enough right now to get started with something you can offer today. Okay? So this is how you start where you are. Number one, you acknowledge and you accept that you already know enough to help somebody today. So what sitting there right now as you're listening, I want you to think about what you already know about your subject. And you're like, what do you mean? What do I know? I know a ton. But if came to you, if I came to you today and said, I actually need help with whatever it is that you offer, you would say, okay, you might ask me a few qualifying questions, but you'd be like, okay, yeah, I can help you. Do you realize that? That you could help me today. I could pay you and you could help me in some way, whether it's through a product or service that you offer, right? So realize that today you have enough skills. If you want to get more skills, if you want to take a class, have a coach help you, you know, get a certification, whatever it is that you feel you need to do, then do it. But just know that you actually could start today. Okay? You could start helping people right now. And if you have just started your business and you've been scared because you're like, I'm actually like, am I not good enough? Do I have enough? Like, maybe I need to do more. I need to get my certification before I can help people, or I need to take these more classes, so I can help people better. I want you to realize that you don't have to do that. That if you really want to grow into your purpose, you need to get moving now and you need to just offer what you can right now with the time that you have, right? Okay, so that's number one. You get to use the skills and experience that you already have. Number two, you get to use the limited amount of time that you have right now. You get to use the limited amount of time that you have right now. So many of you are so short on time. Full-time job, part-time job, kids, parents, volunteer commitments, free time, fun stuff you want to do, working out, Bible study, whatever it is. You don't have a lot of time. And I want you to realize that starting your business and or your podcast, or if you're in the process of starting everything, that you get to use the time that you have that's extra. Okay? You don't need to quit your job right now. Most of you do not. Now, your situation may be different where maybe you need to do this job, but to have this business. But I'm telling you, you don't. I started my business with a friend on the side of my technology sales career with a newborn baby. Okay? So it can be done and you can fit it in to this season of your life. So I talk about this all the time because I feel like I have to. Because so many of you are caught up in the fact that you have a full-time or part-time job or you're super busy, and that's your excuse. That's your excuse for not just getting this business going in some form. In some form. That's all you're doing right now. With the time that you have, you're getting it going so that you can gain momentum, which I talked about in last week's episode. Make sure you look back at episode 283 and listen to that next, okay? If you haven't already. But in order to gain that momentum, you're going to have to get moving, right? And you're going to have to accept that this season of your life only allows certain hours, which may be for you 2 hours on a weekend every week. And that's all you can do. And that is awesome. Maybe you have an extra hour 3 times a week that you can work on your business. Maybe you have one day that you have a half a day. Maybe you have your kid with a babysitter or Mother's Day out or school where you have a full day one day a week. I don't want you to give the excuse that I don't have enough time, because there actually is a way that you can be getting your business going with the time that you already have. You don't have to stop doing the things that are important to you. Okay? Now, what you need to stop doing is the stuff that you don't have to be doing, right? Like you playing with your kids is what you need to be doing. You don't need to hire somebody for that. Okay. But you grocery shopping, you could definitely get Instacart for that. I mean, there's all kinds of swaps that you could do so that you could work on this business. Okay. So acknowledge that you've only got a certain amount of time and you're just going to start where you are with what you have. And again, if it's 2 hours on a weekend, then that's what you have. I've kind of been having this shift recently with my business because I heard someone talking about it on a podcast and they were like, no, I literally just work an hour a day on my business and that's all I'm working on it. Like I actually have more time to work on my business, but I'm choosing to have like a 5-hour work week. And so I'm fitting in whatever I can to those hours so they can do all this other personal stuff. And I thought, I don't know. I don't think I believed this person when I was first listening. And then I'm like, you know what? What if I started structuring my business like that? Like, this is all that I have. And I've started scaling back my hours recently, just in the last like week or two. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to work for a little bit because I'm going to go play pickleball with my husband later. I still need to cook dinner. I want to hang out with my family. And so I'm choosing certain hours and I'm seeing if I can pull this off. And I'm working really hard in the hours that I sit down and I'm really focused. And I'm not seeing that I'm far behind. I think I spent a lot of hours doing other stuff, maybe trying to learn more. Like I just said, we don't need to keep learning more, but I do it too, y'all. I do it too. Because we're curious people, aren't we? We're all curious and we want to be the best we can be, right? But I've realized that even myself, like I haven't been setting enough time boundaries because I love this business and I could work on it all the time. I mean, that's the truth. I could just sit here and do this all the time. I'm not even kidding. I could be learning. I could be coaching people. I could be creating programs. I could be creating podcasts. I could start doing more YouTube videos. Like I could literally do this all the time. But what I'm trying to do is put a limit on my time and be like, no, you only have this much time because you want to be able to do all these other things. Like I get to do all these other things and I can just fit my business into that. I know I talk about this all the time, but I've just really become even more aware of it since I've been teaching this to y'all. Like since I've been saying it out loud, I'm like, whoa, okay, the mirror in front of me. What am I doing? Right? And am I doing this? And so I'm really trying right now to set limits on my time. And it seems to be working at the moment. And it's freeing. It's freeing because you don't feel like you're always walking around going, oh gosh, I should be working on my business. I'm like, oh gosh, I need to go. I got to go play pickleball with my husband and go do these other fun things and go out of town on the weekends more and do stuff. Right? So it's freeing. So wherever you are right now, the time that you have, that's what you start with. Okay. Whatever it is, talk to yourself right now after this episode and be like, what time do I actually have? Do I want to spend on this? Okay. So that's where you're going to start where you are with your season of life with the time you have. And number 3, this is the big one. This is where you're starting where you are with the passion and the yearning that you have in your soul right now to help people. I know all of you do. My clients that I meet with on Zoom, right? Or that I have in my group programs, I'm like in awe of your passion and your yearning to help people. Now, you may have a business that's something super fun. You sell a product that's super fun or a service is nothing like massively life, altering, but it's something fun that you feel passionate about. It's amazing. I see it in your face. I see it when you talk about it, and it makes me so happy. You get to have a business that you are passionate about from your soul. Like you feel it. And you're like, if people could just see this or use this, I know they would love it because I love it. Right? If, I could help people in coaching or whatever it is that you do, consulting, coaching, you have a group program, whatever it is, like I know that you can help people because if they just knew what you knew, their life would be different, right? When you start from that place, it's so exciting. Like I'm smiling just thinking about you, getting excited about whatever it is that you offer and having the courage to just start doing shows. Maybe you just started doing vendor shows, or you just started your podcast, or you just maybe started even on YouTube or started posting videos on social media, or you just started telling people that this is what you're doing. And it's super awesome. And when you get that feedback from someone that goes, oh, yeah, I remember that, y'all. In the beginning, when I would tell people I was going to start, I had a podcast, I was helping women start their businesses. They're like, oh, yeah. And even like husbands would be out there going, oh, yeah, I've been talking to my wife, about it because she wanted to start a business, but she's scared. And I'm like, oh, just send her to my podcast. I hope that will help her. And the feeling that I got in my soul, or when women's faces would light up because they're like, oh, gosh, yeah, I've been wanting to start my business. And I'm just like, it makes me so happy. So I know how it feels when you start telling people it's a little scary and all of that. But when you start from that place of that yearning to help people in whatever way, maybe you create something fun, something joyful, or maybe it is life-changing. It's some kind of relationship coaching, life coaching, something like that. Whatever it is, when you start from that place of that yearning to help people, you can get going exactly from that. Because you can come up with a simple way to offer something. Like, everyone stop the whole thing that you've got to have everything grand and amazing, right? It's not going to be perfect, and it's not going to be the most amazing version of what you're offering, but it's going to be a start because you have to get going. If it's your podcast, you have to start getting those first episodes out there, right? You have to start being bad at it. Again, I talked about this in last week's episode, so make sure you listen. But this is where you start. And this is how you start from where you are. Number one, you start with the skills and experience that you already have right now. It's enough. Number two, you start with the time that you have for this season of your life. And number three, you start with that passion and yearning in your soul that's there to help people, because that's going to drive you. You start with that. And then what happens, y'all? You start growing into your purpose naturally. It starts happening. Because when you start from those places of where you are and you actually begin to help people, maybe you start out with a discounted service or product, whatever it is, maybe even it's free in the beginning because you want to get feedback and all that. But when you start getting feedback and you start getting people telling you what a difference it's making, or how much they loved it, or how much it changed their life, or how much it motivated them, that you start feeling like such a more purposeful human being. You feel like you're actually using your God-given gifts for something greater. And that's actually what you wanted in the beginning when you did this. Because maybe you weren't feeling totally fulfilled in the role that you were already in, right? And you were searching for something greater in your life. You knew a while back that you had something more to offer the world, that you could impact lives, that you could change lives, that you could better lives, you could help people, you could serve people. You knew their life could be better if they just knew what you knew. And when you start where you are, you get moving and you grow into that purpose. I know we start out thinking, oh, I want to have purpose right now. It doesn't work that way. You gain purpose in your life by doing and taking action and moving. So you start growing into this and you start seeing the difference that you're making for people. Y'all, it's the best feeling in the world. It really is. I know you're yearning for this. I do. And I'm so happy for you. But today, you have to start where you are. You have to accept where you are today, and you have to start where you are today so that you can grow into this greater purpose for your life, even if it's in the form of a business that's on the side. Who knew? Who knew that a business, a small business, your business, whatever it makes a month, could be so gratifying? I mean, you're in good company because I'm with you. I get excited for any amount of money that I make because I can't believe that I get to make money doing this. And I want you to be proud of that too. I'm never here to say that you have to make $1 million to be happy in your business, or you have to make 500K or 100K or 50K. I don't say any of that. I rarely talk about money because I know for many of you, it's about more than the money. Like, you need to make money. So don't mishear me. I know we need to make money. Our business have to make money, right? To be a business. Otherwise, it's a hobby. But what I'm saying is you kind of started getting into this because you have that yearning to help people and you want to live a more purposeful life. You want to create more impact, and you believe that a business could be a cool way to do that and express that, right? That's amazing. Who knew? Who knew that our businesses could bring us so much joy? It's like when I got my dog, we got our first dog. Gosh, it was before my third child was born. And I was like, I've got to get my children a dog. I had 2 kids at the time. I'm like, I got to get a dog. Like, I'm going to feel like a terrible parent if I don't get my children a dog. And I just thought it will probably bring them so much joy. I'm like, okay, am I going to be able to do this? So we get a puppy. I got a Maltese. That's what I got, our first dog, family dog. And I literally felt like I had a newborn child. He was waking up in the middle of the night, the whole 9 yards. I was like, I'm exhausted. What just happened? Like, is this what dog parents deal with? Like, I couldn't even believe it. I felt like I had left babyhood and now I was like back in it with a dog. Little did I know, as the years went by, how much I adored my dog. My dog was my favorite child. No, I'm just kidding. There's no favorites. There's no favorites. We know this. But I became obsessed with my dog, like absolutely love my dog, right? And then we ended up getting another one. Got another dog later, but that was after Ava was born. And then I had my other dog. Now I have Tucker, and our first dog, Pup Pup. His name was Pup Pup, by the way. Isn't that funny? Pup Pup. We told my son he could name him, and he said Pup Pup. And we were like, Pup Pup? Are you sure? Are you sure? That was it. And I told him he could name him, so I stuck to my word. Anyways, after Pup Pup passed away, we've just had Tucker, and he's like my love. I'm totally obsessed. I had no idea, y'all, that having a dog would be this fulfilling and awesome. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I can't even imagine without my little Tucker here. He's precious. So, I mean, that's just like an inkling of what it's like when you have your business, like how much you love it. And now some of you may be listening going, well, I don't actually love my business that much. Some of you may be like, she's a little bit cuckoo. I don't actually love my business that much. And that's true. Maybe some of you don't. But maybe it's just because you haven't gotten to that point where you're really in the zone yet. Are you in the zone? Are you really in that zone where you're like, this is it. I've been wanting to do this. This is the best thing ever. I don't even care how much money I make. Like, that's when I feel like you're in the zone, and then you actually are really good at trying to scale it. So you do make a lot of money, right? But we've got to get to that point where we really love it and it fits into our life so that then later we can grow it, right? I've kind of digressed, but I just want you to realize that by starting where you are, that's how you grow into your purpose. And if you want to grow into purpose, which I know you do, then you got to start, right? You got to start where you are and accept where you are and be happy with that and go with that and stop trying to be more than where you are, because it's not where you are today. It's not. Okay. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. So glad you're here. I hope this got you motivated to realize that it's okay to start wherever you are. You just got to be a step or two above the people that you're trying to help. So that's it. Y'all are amazing. Make sure you check out my programs down below. If you are starting your business, I've got some workshops to help you with your business idea, with your plan for your business, starting your business, and then also now with podcasting, which I'm so excited about because I do believe it's the best return on your time, energy, and money as far as growing your business online. And if you haven't thought about it, you need to think about it, because it could be a really good way, especially if you've got a full-time job or something. You don't have to be, working on social media all the time. You can just be recording a podcast. And by the way, I do mine in less than 2 hours a week. I would say it's more like an hour and a half to even an hour. That's it. Now I've gotten good at it and fast at it, but I'm telling you the truth. And I teach you that inside my Pod Squad program. I'm going to have a course that's going to be separated from that called Passion to Podcast. and you can get all the steps and get the behind the scenes of everything I've done. So make sure you check out everything below. I'd love to work with you. And if you would just rather have one-on-one coaching, y'all know I'm here for that. Anytime about your business or your podcast, I can meet with you on Zoom and we can hash things out and get you moving. So I'm so excited for you. That's it. Thanks for listening. And until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.